when it comes to that PlayStation 5 Pro Edition you got, I really hope that dude, that mailman who delivers that shit to your house is Jim Carrey from the Ace Ventura movie. That stomps on that bitch. Breaks that bitch. I hope it comes in pieces. I hope someone pisses on that. I hope that the parcel is left outside your front porch and a dog, your next door neighbor dog, comes and pisses on that package. That's what I think of the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation. That's what I think of that shit.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and today we got your first dose of the salty batch files for the week. Of course, we got some good stuff here, and as you can see here, the fun videos don't end as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I said, what we're going to do is get right to that salt, of course. If you notice my voice is just a little bit different or anything like that, it is because I am sick, but here I am still giving out the content just for you guys, so bear with me if my voice does give out or a little bit here and there. Just a quick contextual thing and a little FYI, but let's start with the first one here. Colt Eastwood, like I said, every week, he doesn't stop every week. Mr. I don't console war, Mr. Changing his tune every other day, but then we get stuff like this. Here we go. The impressive PS5 Pro is now able to run GT7 with ray tracing at 60 FPS on track, like Xbox Series X and Forza Motorsport could do in 2023. And of course, he puts up the source there via Digital Foundry, but we're not done here. As you can see at the bottom little bit here, D-Batch is at least keeping things real. I don't always see eye to eye with D-Batch, but at least he's putting in the work. At least he's trying to hold some folks accountable, so I do respect that, so good job, D. But, Colt, man, he says, the ray tracing is very bad in Forza. Digital Foundry has confirmed this many times. The ray tracing on Gran Turismo 7 is miles beyond Forza, even the PC version, right? I hate doing this to you, Colt, but man, stop this crap. PS5 Pro stomps Xbox Series X. Better to not compare, bro. So, the only thing I could take away from here is I hate to do this to you. Why do you hate to hold somebody accountable? It doesn't matter what camp they're in, what fan base they're part of. Why are we... I mean, if somebody on the PlayStation side is saying this and it's brought to my attention, I would at least bring it up. I'd acknowledge it on social media. I don't shy away from that, never have. The fact remains here, Colt again, comparing apples to oranges, differences here that he thinks and he knows that most casual viewers, most casual passerbyers, if you will, is going to take heed to word of what he said. So somebody like D-Batch or anybody else not holding him accountable, not showing the real factual details down to the minute detail, right, in regards to the type of ray tracing found in both IPs, the power, everything else. So at least, you know, D additionally adds the source as well. This is the truth of the matter. It doesn't stop with Colt. He continues to insert that foot in the mouth. He continues to look like a jackass as usual. But again, don't feel bad, even if it's in your same, again, camp or fan base. Don't be afraid to hold folks accountable if they're just straight up lying. People make mistakes. There's a difference between mistakes and people just flat out lying. This here is just flat out lying, but at least good job, D, for calling it out. Baby steps, am I right? Let's go on to our next example here. So this one, post up, man. The flat earther himself back here. Let's just get to it and then I'll explain. But so they could have just given y'all a PS5 Pro out of the gate, crying, laughing emojis. Jesus, take the wheel. These dudes, LOL with the long O's in the middle. In regards to Sony breaks down the PS5 Pro's tech and reveals that it was in the works before the PS5 even released. So post-up isn't really connecting the synapses that's happening and firing off the neurons in his brain. This is unfortunate. It happens to post-up very often. So a moment of silence for post-up here. But I hate to break it to him or anybody else that follows along with Post Up and feels that he might be right here, but I'm going to let you in on y'all a little secret here. And ultimately, it doesn't matter if it's Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, whoever. If they've been in this console race, they've been in the console space, what happens is R&D and other analytics and other manufacturing and other conceptualization This happens well before these new consoles and hardware have been out or are released or even talked about. This is normal. This is absolutely normal. The same thing happened with the Xbox Series X and the S, right? I'm sure those were talked about and created and this, that, and the other when the Xbox One X was out. When the Xbox One was out. This stuff has to happen that far in the future. It takes a lot of time to plan, create, get off the ground, manufacture, blah, 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 all this stuff. It's it's weird the lengths they're going to try and grasp here, right? They're trying to grasp something out of nothing and again trying to fool the casual audience that goes through. Those of us they're in the know, that we just know this stuff because this is our main hobby, right? We just know this. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand. You don't have to be a dev to understand how this works. This is basic concepts here. But again, the casual folks out there could see this and be like, oh wow, that is crazy. You know what I mean? That's where the fault lies. But Post Up is pretty casual. If you've seen his gamer score, if you've seen his game style, what he plays, how he plays, kind of makes sense, but at the same time, what's going on here, guys? This is absolute bananas here. But let's keep going here. Now, JC, we just have a random post here, but this is in regards to talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Let's break this down here. This is actually good for the Series X. With the PS5 Pro now matching Series X hardware, developers can finally utilize the full potential of both consoles. Those slimy parity clauses won't hold them back anymore. Alright. This one does hurt the head. This one does hurt the brain.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What else is out there? What else is out there? I don't know. Maybe this thing called the Xbox Series S that has been a problem with the parity clauses with multiple notable games such as, I don't know, Baldur's Gate 3, local co-op, and that's just one of the many. That's where the parity's coming in. It is not due to the PlayStation 5. Because the Pro's out there doesn't mean they're going to all of a sudden skip what's going on with the Series S and just manufacture and pump up what's going on with the X and the Pro. What are they going to do with the S then? You don't think there's going to be some parity clauses that Xbox has in tandem with that still? There's still going to be a lot of that going on. It is not the PS5 regular base model that has been the problem for Xbox. Xbox's problem has been Xbox. Simple as that. The thick-headedness here in the fan base is absolutely mind-blowing, but we're not done there. We're not done there. We got another good one here. Now, I'm just going to kind of post this up here. Take a look here, and you can see at the top, J-Rock, of course, reposts this, by the way, from Reasons I'm Broke. Sony stock took a hit as investors reacted to disappointing sales of Astrobot, a game that generated some excitement before its release, blah, blah, blah. I'll leave it up here. Feel free to hit pause. I'm not even reading all this because all of this is pretty much incorrect. This is not in tandem, again, with the actual sales. There's been no sales released, but I will tell you this. If this is something that is in regards to Astrobot, why would they be continually supporting the game? Why would they still be marketing the game? Why are they still giving out free DLC, speedruns, additional bots and stuff that costs a lot of dev time and money? This IP is not going anywhere. I guarantee you this sold very well. The UK box charts and stuff like that sold very well over in the UK. Those are the ones that are most, and we use UK box charts because they are the most transparent when it comes to sales and such like that. So in regards to hardware for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo and stuff, we have to rely on estimated results as far as hardware in regards to VG charts and such. So we have to kind of look at what's going on in the UK and noticeably see what's similar. US and UK, Canada, stuff like that is very similar in those types of sales. Now, if we were looking at like, oh, let's compare UK to Japan or something like that, then that's going to be apples to oranges there, right? But I think we can really kind of look at that, and UK being a very primary stakeholder, if you will, loosely, in regards to the PlayStation ecosystem. It is very popular over there as well, but this IP's done great. The moral of the story of this post here is the fact they just make crap up. And again, you have those idiots like J-Rock that's going to sit there and continue to repost something and spread that FUD, and here they are. But that's why we're here to call it out. No, Astrobot is actually doing well. They are hiding in between their insecurities, right? I don't know what else to say about that, but pathetic, right? Now, let's end with the last post here, right? This is a good one. Almost saved the best for last in a way here. So IGN posts, right? Of course, IGN, but they didn't make any of the marks here at this point in time, but they go on. Bloober Team follows up the Silent Hill 2 remake with Chronos: The New Dawn, a sci-fi survival horror game set against a twisted time travel story coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 2025. Now the catfish is back. I'm going to go over this some more. The game was presented in an Xbox event, but IGN puts PlayStation 5 first in the list of platforms. At least you don't forget, or you didn't forget, to include Xbox, as with other multi-plat games before. 3 clown emojis, and you can see portion of the meme down there, right? Now, to be so upset that Xbox isn't announced first... First of all, who is first in sales? Who's more popular? That, of course, is PlayStation. Now, if this was coming to a Nintendo console or handheld or whatever, I'm sure they'd be on there too. It'd be interesting to see if they're before Nintendo. Who knows? But this is not coming to Nintendo, according to IGN. This is just a strange catfish that has some real personality issues, that has a real temper problem in regards to down to the minute detail of Xbox isn't announced first, and this is an agenda, when again, we've gone over multiple times that IGN is more pro Xbox than PlayStation. Always has been, always will be. The only ones that were super pro PlayStation folks were, of course, Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty at the time there, and even then they tried to hide their biasness. They did a great job at doing so. They had their PlayStation podcast and stuff like that, and Beyond, all that stuff, right? But the other takeaway I want to take here, aside from laughing, right, at this moron, this nonce, getting so upset over something so minimal and little, this is what they do. They sit there and do things like write an entire essay of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on Christmas Day. But in addition to this, I don't know, again, anybody that's debating whether they're a catfish or not, how many females, how many girls, how many women, how many of that caliber, who talks like that? I've not ever in my personal life, or anybody else that I've known, has talked to somebody that's not super tomboyish, perhaps, but they don't talk like that. They don't talk like that. A, they're not into console warring 9 out of 10 times, and B, they just don't talk like that. This is just, how many times do they have to get caught in regards to how they should act or speak and do and all this stuff? But they have a ton of followers. They love following the nonsense. They love following the falsification of everything, right? And I don't know what else to say about that. It's kind of crazy, but you do gotta love the fact they're getting so upset just because Xbox is not announced first. But keep riding for a brand that doesn't look like they're doing so well for the future in regards to being a hardware component. They are going to lean more and more towards third party, of course. But that being said, we're not going to get on that tangent again at this point in time in this video, but I do want to leave you all with just a quick little snippet of a couple videos here. I think they're great. Here you go.
It appears, Jamie Moran, that Japanese gamers are finding Xbox. Now, are they going to beat Switch? Are they going to beat PlayStation? I don't think so, but they are still selling consoles. And there is a particular retailer for the last month or so that's considered like a Best Buy of Japan, that the Xbox Series X specifically has been in the top 10. They are selling consoles there. People are finding the box, which is fantastic.
Are any Xbox fans begging for Helldivers too? No. But
what Phil has done, which is a masterful turnaround in the past 3 years, because even though I would say Xbox is third numerically in terms of physical consoles, Xbox is number one right now in mindshare. And what I mean by that is because people are begging for Xbox games now.
All right. And just like so, you gotta love the craziness, the delusion. That's what those videos encapsulate, is pure delusion and grifting, all that good stuff there, of course. But on that note, we'll end the video here. I appreciate it. I'm glad my voice made it through the entirety of the video. Thank you all so much for your support. We are garnering so many more subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're getting so close to that 2,500 subscriber goal. We are getting there much quicker than I anticipated. So thank you again. I can't say that enough. If you haven't already, definitely leave a like, comment down below as well. Would love to hear from you. Both those things also help out the algorithm. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. Thank you so much again. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And just remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see y'all next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.